All right. We are about to head off to the Gilded Vale. But first, I noticed our HP is a little low. Actually, were there camp supplies back here that I couldn't get? Let me double check that. No, there are not. Perhaps it would be better to rest in the village when we get there. All right, then. Gilded Vale, 8 hours to complete. A lower interrupt rating, but a higher frequency. Right, so easier to interrupt. Makes sense, I suppose. Less momentum behind them. It's nighttime. Not sure what Edair and Eloth are, but alright. Oh, and we have a house. Ingrod's house. Offra's house. Probably shouldn't be going to any houses. Windmill. I'm looking for an inn, preferably. Smithy. Temple. There we go. The Black Hound Inn. Alright. Hopefully we don't get waylaid. Oh. Those...
You must be one of the new settlers. Welcome to Gilded Vale.
Right.
You'll be pleased to know that we've had some recent vacancies here.
He glances at the gnarled, leafless monstrosity of a tree next to him. Yeah, I kinda noticed. I'm a little bit more hesitant about staying in Gilded Vale now. Seems like there might be a witch hunt of some sort going on. Oh, and his skin as dull and gray as the desolate village behind him. He's not one of my kind, is he? I mean, there were other creatures, I think, that other Kith races that were, could be gray-skinned. You mad? No wonder this place looks half empty. Let's not. I feel at home already. I mean, I might reconsider your lord's offer. We'll be clever.
Of course, we'll need to make some inquiries first. The inestimable Lord Radric VII has taken great pains to insulate our town from Widewind's legacy.
I see.
Have you ever conceived a Hollowborn child?
I have not. Though I think I read about that in the lore. What are you talking about? No. It's a rather personal question. Yeah, we'll be diplomatic. That's how we've made our way. For the most part. Probably.
And an important one nevertheless. Lord Raderick has made it his first priority to eliminate this scourge from our village.
Fair enough. No, I have not.
I should warn you, stranger. Here in Gilded Vale, we have a special place for dissidents, charlatans, and
Was it
those
the
who
tree?
would hide a curse in our midst.
He steps to the side and inclines his head ever so slightly to the deformed tree. I would hate to end up there.
His lordship's wife is with child and due any day now. Without his approval, I shan't be able to find you a permanent settlement. It will have to wait until after the birth. We can continue our interview then, after the bell tolls from Radric's hold to signal my lord's new heir.
Fair enough.
Time you can find temporary accommodations at the inn just southwest of here.
That was my plan anyways. I mean, I wasn't sure whether I was going to stay long or not. But, I'd like to report a murder. Yeah, I do need to do that. But I also, let's see, I've been feeling strange ever since a close call with the Biowak. Let's not. They're rooting out, malcontents of their own designation. I don't want to put a label on myself. You said something about Hollowborn and Widewind's Legacy before. Well, I mean, I read about both in the lore, but it would be good to get his explanation too, I suppose. He blinks. I forget that you foreigners do not have this curse in your homelands. The Hollowborn have been a scourge upon the Deerwood for almost 15 years now. He lowers his voice to a whisper. Children born without souls. Truly is a terrifying, I don't know exactly what it is. Curse seems most fitting. He shakes his head. Pitiful, dumb things that breathe, barely, but do not truly live. Some say the Hollowborn are a disease. Some say they are a punishment from the gods. I could see that. I mean, we did, kill the god in charge of rebirth, didn't we not? It seems that would have repercussions like this. At least it wouldn't be surprising. He raises his empty hands. In truth, no one knows. But they began spreading after the Saints' War, and so the name Widewind's Legacy stuck in the honor of that foul, blasphemous pretender. Oh, no, his voice was supposed to shake with vitriol. That foul, blasphemous pretender. I see. Lord Rydrick's decrees may seem strict at times, but he has our best interests at heart. He nods. If you have any other questions, don't hesitate to ask. It's important that everyone in Gilded Vale understands our rules. Yeah, I would like to report a murder. The magistrate raises a brow. As is your duty, what has happened? The man called Nanton has killed his friend, Pearly, out in the wilds. A cruel and cowardly deed. If, indeed, it occurred at all, what evidence do you have? I will go find some. Yeah, I don't think he's going to accept my vision of the victim's final moments as evidence. Urgent slowly nods. These are not accusations to make lightly. I've been feeling strange ever since a close call with the Biowak. Is there someone in town who could help? Yeah. I don't think he's gonna hang me just for a close call with the Biowak.
Whatever your problem, it sounds like a matter for an animancer. However, the only animancer in Gilded Vale isn't in any condition to speak. Consider yourself fortunate. After she failed Lord Radrick, we saw to it that she wouldn't profit from the misplaced trust of others.
Yeah.
A bad cure is often worse than none at all.
I don't know if I want... I'm pretty sure I don't want to stay here long term anymore.
But if you're set on finding a bottle of troll piss or a dead
Not
Baldur
particularly.
to rub on your forehead, you're welcome to check her pockets. A little corpse stink is nothing when you're digging for shit. My advice, however, is to be satisfied that you escaped and leave it at that.
Yeah, I mean... I'm not that interested in troll piss. Or an Audra. Alright. And I don't think he's gonna care, but... At this point, we might as well. Before I got here, I saw several people conducting a strange ceremony near some ruins. He regards you carefully. You want to mind where you mention that. Trespassing on Egwithan ruins is illegal, not to mention dangerous. That's true. You probably saw someone attempting some new ritual to appease the gods. People will try anything these days. Barath have mercy, we certainly have. Maybe so. Like I said, it's best to stay away from those sorts of places. Yeah, let's, from this point on, play our cards a little closer to our chest.
Keep out of...
What? Uh-oh.
Listen.
Child was born.
Tools. Let that be the last.
3. Gods have
Uh-oh.
mercy.
What's happening?
It seems your arrival is ill-timed.
What does 3 tolls mean? Or he looks out toward the east, his expression unreadable. He blinks slowly and turns his attention back to you. Oh, 3 tolls. Is that, Oh, no, I remember this as the arrival of the White Walkers.
3 bells toll only for the death of a Radric. I fear Lord Radric's heir is lost, or else Hollowborn, and so lost all the same.
Ouch.
You should tread carefully. Circumstances have changed a great deal.
Peculiar spasm crosses his face. The corner of his mouth quirks up into a mirthless smile. Now, I'm not going to be aggressive. They hold the power here. What happened? He shrugs one bony shoulder. I will know more details when the messengers arrive. The vagaries of childbirth, perhaps, but that is not your concern. What do you mean about, well, your threat? You come to us at a time of mourning. The legacy has struck at the heart of Gilded Vale. Our efforts to redeem ourselves in the eyes of Barath must be redoubled. He sets a steady gaze on you. Do you mind if I back away slowly? Just step away from this tree. Does this affect the Lord's offer to new settlers? I can be sure of nothing. I advise you to get some rest. The inn, or stable for all I care. Find me afterwards. I will know more soon enough. Yeah, I'm not so sure I want to find you afterwards. Glad I didn't tell him about my vision. Half expect him to, oh, cool. Half expect him to, hang me on the spot. Oh, Edir. Didn't I see something about you? Oh no, it was specifically your name. Are you recruitable? Scattered between the roots are bracelets of twine and bead, wilting flowers and notes half erased by the rain. Let's see. What do some of the villagers have to say? Oh, pretty far away. Let's talk to Edir then.
Were you looking for someone in that tree? I could introduce you.
Strange way to talk about your dead. He looks up at the tree and breathes out. Half the town's up there now, seems like. No right way to talk about it. I see. Bit of dark humor to help settle a troubled mind. I get you. I understand. I'm looking for someone who can help me feel better. He gives an understanding nod as he takes a long drag from his pipe. My condolences. He exhales and turns his attention away, watching the village around him. I have the feeling he might be recruitable at some point. I mean, he has a portrait. What if it's not the baby? Maybe Kolsk managed to... Uh-oh. Hush, are you mad? Leave it for indoors. Poor Afra. Poor Afra is so worried about her child. I don't blame her. Actually, can't tell. I think you're all 3 guys, actually. Tatanu's one of the best smiths in the Deerwood, but his stock's been lousy lately. Careful if you head east. Guards patrol the eastern wood, but not the Black Meadow. Fair enough. Phalian. Talk to you in a bit. Beneath the vines are crude carvings of sun rising over 3 stars. And down below somewhere. As you near, you feel a vibrant history contained in the essence of this man's soul. Voices from its past seem to call out to you. Do I dare? Reach out. You see a pennant waving tall and sluggish in the wind. A rising sun embroidered on the banner, the vanguard of a small troop of paladins. The atmosphere is buoyant, if restrained, and their armor has not yet been tarnished by the elements. This expedition is fresh, young, filled with zest and zeal. At their head stands a commander, awkward in full armor but determined in step. Despite the excitement of his fellows, he does not smile. There is a twist to his mouth, his countenance grim. He throws up a hand, halting his troop. Silence falls among them, revealing a dark thunder deep and low. He orders them to ready their weapons and spread out. Eyes dart from horizon to horizon, next twisting to see the source of the sound. In the distance, dust and lightning rise from the ground as Stygian clouds race toward them overhead. The soldiers stand, only the staccato movement of their breaths betraying their nerves. The commander closes his eyes, calling it a blessing down on his troops. Invigorated and invincible, they wait as the enemy draws closer, poised to attack. I wonder which one you are. Are you one of the troops, or are you the commander? All right, then. You'd think these rains would be a boon for the crops. Yeah, you'd think. Well, I mean, too much, though. They'll drown them. Ah, this smithy. All right, let's get some rest. It's late. I imagine they're closed anyways. And, well, we're kind of hurting. Actually, more than just the Biowalk, I need to fix my just general illness. Oh, you look like a mage. You see 4 people gathered by the door of the inn. Their raised voices and chopping gestures suggest an argument reaching its climax. The first figure raises his hands for calm. His face is partially obscured by a hood, but his height and stature suggest an elf. Oh hey, kin. Probably a wood elf, though.
I meant no offense. Let's put this matter to rest over a round, shall we? My treat.
Trying to be diplomatic, at least.
Hoping to soothe our pride with a few Adira coppers, eh? We don't need your coin.
Oh, 2 folk men and an elven woman. So it's probably not just racial or anything like that. Everyone calm down. Whatever this is about, I'm sure it's an overreaction. Probably. But is that the best approach to calm down an angry mob? Angry mobs aren't usually susceptible to ration. Or to logic. We'll try, though. Everyone calm down. One of the other men glares at the hooded elf. His eyes are red from drink, but his gaze is focused. We're humble folk, and we're no fools. Not like he thinks, mocking us while he shelters in our village. We don't take to that kind of talk from foreigners, especially not Adirans. What did you say? The woman looks you up and down. And that means you too. Don't push us. I mean, I'm barely from Edir.
Go on. Say it again. I'm itching for an excuse.
And honestly, I'm impressed you could tell, being a pale elf. Wonder what gave it away. Maybe my dress?
Why, you're itching for the kindling touch of your sister, you cocksfeather!
Oh my god, dude. All right. I see how you got them riled up.
I'll cut that barrel-licking tongue out of your head.
Please, why did you have to actually say it again? As funny as it kind of is.
This is a misunderstanding. I didn't say whatever it is you think I said. We've nigh quarrel.
Huh. Is this a split personality? Horror and shock paint themselves across the elven man's face in broad, hasty strokes. And then he plants his feet, something surly and raw. Flickers through his eyes.
That's where you're wrong.
Let's try diplomacy. Let's offer them around. This is unnecessary. Wouldn't you rather be inside drinking than out here arguing? We don't take orders from blazing Adirans. We don't take charity neither. They squint at you through red, bleary eyes. Sounds suspiciously like you're defending him. Shit. I mean, I was trying to defend him. I mean, very much so. Should I just go for a mind wave? Yeah. Well, that got him. That one, at least. Jeez, they are weak. This isn't hurting my reputation with the town, is it? I mean, they attacked me. As the last of the attackers falls, the elf turns to you, the tension almost gone from his smooth face.
Not quite how I hoped to get to know the neighbors. Thank you for your timely assistance with that awkward situation.
Yeah, sorry about that. I didn't intend for it to devolve into a fight either. Glad I could help. He gives you a quick smile. Courtesy is a rare pleasure in these parts, as is the company of a fellow countrywoman. He straightens his hood, and you note the remains of fraying embroidery on his gloves. His boots are caked with dirt of many months' travel, but the leatherwork beneath it is sturdy and fine. I imagine you're here for the same reason as my caravan was.
Well, I suppose introductions are in order after that little fiasco. Aloth Corvisor, at your service.
Aloth Corvisor. It's a pleasure to meet you. Tell me about yourself. Or how did you manage to get stuck out here? He laughs uncomfortably. That is something of a long story.
Well, I'm a wizard by training, and an adventurer by necessity.
I see.
I was born in the Seathwood, part of the mainland of the Adir Empire, and both of my parents served the nobility, which afforded me an education for which I'm grateful.
No kidding.
However, there were no open positions in those houses, and so I decided to seek new means in a new land.
Fair enough.
And how exactly did you come to be here?
Yeah, less long of a story, but probably more unbelievable. I was traveling with a caravan, but we were separated near some ruins.
In Gwithan ruins? Oh, those can be dangerous places during the best of times, which these are not.
No kidding.
And half the locals would arrest you for trespassing, and the rest would kill you outright. I'm curious, what exactly did you find there?
Oh, it'll be a walk. And several strange hooded figures.
And you survived? I've heard such a thing was impossible.
He regards you with a new interest.
You either have a knack for timing or the favor of the gods.
Maybe both. Or not. What are you doing in Gilded Vale? Well, he already answered that for us. Just how did you manage to cross those three drunks?
I'm afraid that was a matter of misunderstandings and mistranslations. It doesn't help that people in these parts remember their war with Adir like it was yesterday.
Right. You did make a rather lewd suggestion regarding one of the aggressors and his own sister. That. He clears his throat and adjusts his sleeve. As I tried to tell them, they misheard me. Happens all too easily after a few pints, and the accent doesn't help. I heard the same thing. For just a moment, he looks as if he's about to say something else. His expression brightens with mischief. But before he can speak, he forces a tight smile, biting his lips so hard you expect to see blood. Finally, his face relaxes and he shakes his head. I should speak more clearly next time. My apologies. What are you doing in Gilded Vale?
Excellent question. I came looking for fresh air and cheap land. Instead, the magistrate gave me directions to the inn and a story about the local lord's expectant wife.
Yeah, same.
But I take it that's a familiar tale.
Very much. And you? I've been experiencing strange things of late. I'm looking for an expert on souls.
Indeed. The local lord has searched far and wide for similar specialists. He has rid himself of them almost as desperately.
Yeah, it doesn't like the answers they give. Or maybe they're frauds. Hard to say. I think both are possible. He nods at the gnarled old tree at the center of town. His darting glance takes in the tumble-down buildings and the fallow, rock-strewn fields. I expect that such expertise would be best sought elsewhere. Alright, you don't exactly look like a settler.
Begging your pardon, but neither do you. Yet, circumstances can find a person in the strangest of places.
Fair enough. I have the feeling we will see more of each other. I should get going.
As should I, given recent events. It's just as well. I've had enough of the watered wine and lumpy beds at the inn. They say even the owner tired of the place. Just up and left one day.
Damn.
It explains quite a lot about the upkeep. Perhaps I could join you.
Oh?
I could use a change of scenery, and I find it's better to travel in numbers.
I would agree. Numbers would have helped me with the wildlife of the local surrounding area. Though I'm also in particular need of a warrior. Frontline fighter. Someone to get in between me and my enemies. But I'll certainly, let you tag along for a while.
Excellent. I shall follow you.
All right, then. It's great to meet you. Take their money. I don't need their clothing. I guess I can take the dagger. Probably should fix our formation, too. There we go. That'll be fine for now. Still have a feeling about... I just slaughtered 3 villagers in the middle of the street. I kind of have the feeling it'll come back to bite me. The floorboards are sticky with spills that no one has bothered to clean. Yeah, I'm surprised this place is still running if the owner just left. He didn't even try to sell it. Anyone seen Pearly around? He's usually drinking his head off this hour of the day. Yeah, about that. Got Pasca. Tenfrith. Oh, it's Tim. Yeah. Maybe that'll help me with the locals, actually. And Selena Vertivo. And Strom Brightblade. I wonder if they're recruitable. Some kind of brown slop is congealing in these dishes. Ew. It smells burnt.
Hail and well met.
Hello, and welcome to the innkeeper looks up. Oh, it's you. Tenfrith told us what you did for him. It's such a relief to have him back. I can't thank you enough. Of course, thank you. Moderate positive. Consider yourself a favorite of the house. Discounts on drinks, rooms. Tenfrith said he wanted to whip up something nice for you. He's already back to work in the kitchen. So, what would you like? A lot, actually. First, though... Can I see what you have for sale? I'm sure you'll find something to your liking. We have the finest cook in Darewood. In the Darewood. Nice experience. They have ratai cookies. Delicious. Okay, so food can improve your stats, your abilities for a certain amount of time. That's useful. A rice pan, Ixmatil rice pan. Endurance, that's almost a third of my current endurance. Granted, it's only your max endurance, but still. Endurance recovers relatively quickly. Will last quite a bit longer. Probably more expensive though, right? No, actually cheaper. She says so its value is 1 copper piece, but they're selling it for 10 copper pieces. It's quite the markup. 1,000%. It's ridiculous. Ale gives you damage reduction. I'm going to guess that if you drink too much, though, this ale is quite literally worthless. If you drink too much, I'm guessing that it's gonna have negative effects. I wonder how much of the stacks. Plus 50 endurance, much more expensive, but much better as well. Oh, camping supplies. I do need. Well, I'm at the max already. It would make more sense to sell the stuff to the blacksmith, I think. Oh, you can recruit adventurers here. And manage your party. Okay. It starts at level 1, of course. You can assign them to adventures. Huh. Curious. Wonder what those do. You can see how long it will take for them to complete their assignment. Recalling a companion or adventurer from a mission before it is completed will forfeit all of the potential rewards for that assignment. Fair enough. And there's a level 1 adventurer here. But no, I don't want to hire him. And... okay, so you get... depending on what room you're in, you get special bonuses. I appreciate that they tell us what. Oh, we can stay here for free. Cheap rooms are usually available, but if you have copper to spend, you may consider the more expensive options. Bonuses they provide last for a long time and affect the entire party. Yeah, that is nice. It lasts for 2 whole rests. I also have to wonder if those stack. Well, for now, the common room will suffice, but I want to look around first. She had some minstrels in here. Nice and dry. Yeah? Do we have any gambling games? I would love one. You think they'll get upset if I take this stuff? No? Alright. Development of the Crucible Knight Part 2. Well, where's Part 1? I can't start in the middle. And then Scroll of Fan of Flames. Fair enough. I wonder if you have to be a lizard. Oh, no, you just have to have the right lore. That's cool. Selena Vertivo. Oh, another one of these. As you near, you feel a vibrant history contained in the essence of this woman's soul. Sure, let's reach out for the soul. You see a woman emptying her satchel onto her bed, taking stock of her inventory. Potions, bandages, tinctures, and herbs are scattered throughout her room haphazardly. She bites her lip, head tilted to the side, considering. She begins to repack one item after the other, careful deliberation undercut by shaking hands. Whatever the matter is. Each item has a clearly marked place, but no matter how she repacks it, she isn't satisfied. The shaking worsens as she empties it out once more, one hand held to her mouth. A bit of a perfectionist or a OCD, perhaps? Tears eke from her eyes as she gives up all semblance of order and shoves everything she can into the satchel, grabbing and running out of the bear house. Just wasn't satisfied, huh? Straightening her back, she walks to the docks, chin high, eyes hard and red. A gangly young elf offers his condolences, but she can't see him for the ocean ahead of her. Setting off from home on an adventure, she wanders the docks, offering her services as a doctor to any who will listen. Anyone heading out on high tide. Less than an hour later, she watches her childhood disappear in the distance, a tiny speck of an island, and tries not to jump. You're a doctor. I need a doctor. Damn it. How about Storm Brightblade? You see a group of young men standing around a makeshift practice target. He's probably a ranger. The man stands in the middle of them, explaining the construction and use of a bow. He holds it up, pointing out each part as he speaks about it and what it does. He then walks away from the target, telling them to remain where they are, and takes his place about 200 feet away. Nice. He carefully lines up his shot, explaining what he is doing as he does, and lets the arrow fly. It hits the target dead center, much to the surprise and delight of the boys near it. An impressive shot. Dead center at 200 feet? I mean, I don't know a lot about archery, but it seems pretty damn impressive to me. He smiles, walking toward the boys, talking about the proper stance and how to most effectively hold a bow. A noise comes from the tree line near their practice venue, and he stops, scanning the woods, blue eyes squinting against the sun. A shadow moves, making its way through the forest behind them. He draws an arrow and lines up the shot, carefully tracking the motion of the hidden creature. Loosing the arrow, he wastes no time and quickly grabs another. The boys spin, watching the arrow fly into the forest. Now you need to get running, boys. Immediately lost among the trees. There is sudden, explosive movement in the undergrowth as a deer erupts from the tree line. Something tells me it's not the deer he's shooting. Running across the edge of the clearing, the boys laugh, turning to joke with the man about his lousy shot. They stop talking, seeing him holding the bow and leading the deer with a nocked arrow. They drop to the ground as he looses the last arrow, which flies true and strikes the deer right behind its shoulder, piercing heart and lungs and dropping it dead almost immediately. Maybe it was the deer. The boys stare at the deer for a few seconds and then slowly turn to look at the man, newfound respect in their eyes. He smiles again and breathes a quiet sigh of relief. Interesting. Well, apparently they're not interested in us, though. Caruser. Grab a drink, friend. Not much else is worth in this town. Says the woman from Thane. Hey, we said we wouldn't mention Thane. Alright. You think they'll get upset about me going in the room? Probably. Deslok, Najatep, Shane Shakes Maureen, and Sela Amin. Let me guess, this is more soul stuff? Yes. For all three of them. Perhaps I'll, come back to you guys in a little bit. Gotta give my reading voice a little break. Crammed behind the books is a drawing that shows Ithis and Lord Ryder in a compromising position. Oh, the Darewood Part 1, Early Colonial History.
Where there's a pick, there's a way. It's finished.
Oh, shit. This is stealing. This feels like it's stealing. Oh my god, that is a fantastic hat. Hats come in many shapes. Different shapes, sizes, and a wide array of colors. Yes, they do. Dear Woodins... Woodins? I would have said Dear Woodians, but sure. Dear Woodins are known for their modest rustic hats, while Valians are associated with broad-brimmed hats featuring a variety of exotic plumes. This is clearly a Valian hat. Just stole from a duelist of some sort. Some Valian. Please leave me be. I am full to sickness with what I have seen of this place and its people. 10 Years of Dawn. More books to read.
I'll see it done.
No, no, no. Also, I'm a little worried about him. Oh, he can level up. Sure.
It's finished.
Well, he doesn't seem to care. Ooh. Hey, get out of there. Sorry. I am from the Red Ceres, true. But if I follow the scattered god yet, Hey. Okay. Yeah. True, but if I followed the scattered god yet, would I not have remained there with my family? Gods, to think I came all this way. May you meet with better fortune in Gilded Vale than I. I'm surprised he was just stood there and took me stealing from him. But I mean, that ring. You know, I think I might know why I'm being pursued now. Yeah. Less surprising now. Definitely want that ring on. Let's definitely wear that ring. That extra, especially until we get a frontline fighter. Even then, though, it'll probably be nice since we do melee. And then... What do you have wearing? Aloth's leather armor. It's pretty good. Oh, it's partially enchanted. Plus 10% ability area of effect. That's pretty nice. It's been lightly enchanted to enhance his spellcasting abilities. It also appears to have custom decorative patterns stitched into the surface. Unlike most Derwoodian leather armor, Aloth's has been tailored in the Eder style, meaning the torso is more heavily reinforced, but it lacks sleeves due to Eder's hot and humid climate. Sure. Do you like oh, you already have a cape. Would you like one that does things, though? So how would you look in this hat? Perhaps not. But how would I look in this hat? Makes me look bald. I'm not a fan of that. We can take our hood off now, right? No, we're still trying to lay a little low. We'll keep it on. I will switch my weapon back now that I don't need that much force. And the ranged. Yeah. There we go. Alright then. And we should probably level him too. Not that I know basically anything about leveling these wizards. So we get 6 points as well. I wonder if that's just standard for everyone. And he has a lot of lore. Imagine lore is very important for wizards. So we'll put at least a point in. He's not going to be our stealth man. No need to worry about that. Athletics. Second wind is always good. We want at least 1 point in athletics. Don't need points in mechanics, I don't think. Survival. Not so sure that's worth it for him. I mean, unused points do carry on to the next level. I could save them until I'm a little more sure about what I want to put them in for him. Particular, whether pumping it all into lore is worth it. Okay, he gets new spells. I don't know what spells he currently has, but Chill Fog calls a blindingly white icy fog into existence. Inflicts blindness and freeze damage over time to any in the area of effect. Pretty good radius and duration. Parasitic Staff creates a glowing quarterstaff of pure energy for the wizard to wield, granting a bonus chance to hit, giving the wizard endurance with each successful strike. Oh, kind of a way for him to heal almost. Interesting. Gives +8 accuracy, +30% damage, 20% damage restored as endurance. It's actually not the best way to heal, but it is nice to have the option. We only get one spell, right? Yeah. Eldritch Aim grants the caster otherworldly sight, resulting in preternatural accuracy for a short time. I mean, you'd need to be using a weapon for that to be worth it, right? Is that a wand you're wielding? First I thought it was a mace, but no. Movement, plus defense when disengaging. Ghost Blades calls a field of unearthly blades into existence, inflicting immediate pierce damage and a hobbled affliction on up targets in the area of effect. Oh, hobbled. That sounds good. Yeah. Dexterity reduced by 2, movement by 1.5, and reflex by 20. Let's see, the AoE, it's a pretty wide AoE. Oh, it's a cone. Huh. Interesting. And what's the actual range? Cone from character. What is hobbled, what is a target for hobbled? Or does it, no matter what, if they take the damage, they get hobbled? Oh, no. It's first reflex. But yeah, I think it's if they take the damage, they get hobbled. If they succeed on the reflex save, they just don't take the damage or get the hobbled. Jolting Touch. Kind of like a lightning bolt or a shocking grasp. 2 meter from the mage. And then jumps from the target to 2 others. Okay, a little bit better than a shocking grasp. Decent shock damage. It's versus deflection. A little bit less against them. Still versus deflection and just as high a chance of hitting. Sunless Grasp. Caster's hands become so cold as to freeze what they touch. Does freeze damage to a target and reduces its accuracy. Oh, decreased accuracy is always nice. Just straight up accuracy. For 19 seconds. I still feel like there's a... maybe in my imagination, maybe it was for some other reason, but my ability to make enemies turn traitor is supposed to last for a certain amount of time. Pretty sure sometimes it didn't last for that full amount of time. So I feel like there's something that can change this duration. Still, it's not a... well, it's less good since he has to actually be in touch range, but... Slicken. Ooh, grease. Coats the ground in a slick, oil-like substance, inflicting knockdown on anyone in the area. Yes, prone for 5 seconds. 3.57 meter radius. Pretty good. Spirit Shield. Surrounds the caster with a shield of spirit energy, granting increased damage reduction and concentration. I mean, it's pretty good. Good to have. For 50, 60 seconds. I might take that. I wish I knew. I should really check what his actual other spells are. Maybe I could just exit and check. But yeah, Thrust of Tattered Veils. A quick strike of crushing force, dealing little damage, but having a high chance to disrupt enemy spellcasters. Oh. Well, that's cool. Strong chance of interrupting. Oh, that's how interrupt works. Okay, so it's just is how long this attack will delay when an interrupt is successful. Okay, fair enough. Decent crushing damage, but yeah, most importantly, it's very good for interrupting spells. Okay. Yeah, I need to cancel that. I need to see what his actual spells are. Okay, he has Dazzling Lights. Overwhelms anyone in the area with have effect with a brilliant and bewildering pyrotechnic display, decreasing will and leaving them dazed. That's actually could work well in conjunction with some of my abilities that target will. Well, one of them targets will. Also reduces their accuracy and dexterity and perception. And intellect. That's interesting. And attack speed. Yeah. With all that effect, it's not bad at all. As a debuff. First spell. Oh, we already saw that. Fan of Flames. Just a cone of fire. Pretty straightforward. Good damage. It's a 7.13 meter, 120 degree cone. Pretty big. Minoleta's minor missiles. I've seen that one. It was the magic missile one. Wonder how it chooses which it uses. Whichever one they're weakest against, perhaps. And then Wizard's double. Plus 40 deflection until hit or critically hit. Creates a duplicate of the caster to distract enemies, granting the caster a high deflection bonus. That is really good. Okay. So we have two actual, well, for lack of a better term, evocation spells. Plus one, one support spell, debuff. And then one protection spell. And no talents. Oh, I have a level 2. I have to wonder if Slicken only works on those who are in the area when it's cast, or if it lasts for some time and anyone who enters it is also knocked prone. It'd be a little better if that was the case. I think we'll go with the Thrust of Tattered Veils. I like the idea of being able to interrupt spellcasters. I mean, it only does for a second, though. But who knows? Maybe with spells that's more significant. All right, what do we have? These are the regular ones, or the alternate class ones. Arcane Veil. Conjures a protective shield of magic, dramatically boosting the wizard's deflection. Get it twice per rest. 50 to plus 50 deflection for 13 seconds. Jeez. I wonder if that stacks with the other ability. The spell. Grimoire Slam. Allows the wizard to smash an enemy with a grimoire energized with spiritual energy. Basically, you're whacking him with a book. I like that. Causing large damage and knocking the target back. Once per encounter. And really I think the main benefit there is that it just, if someone engages you, it allows you to push them back and maybe get away. And blast. Generates a blast on the target when using wand, rod, or scepter, doing a modest amount of damage to all enemies in a small area around the target. It's just passive. So it just upgrades your wand, basically. Foe target plus that radius. Only affects enemies, so that's good. And it does a little bit of extra damage, basically. Oh, plus some DR bypass. That's pretty nice. Well, he already has that one spell, so maybe Blast. I kind of like that. Just upgrades his wand. Can't always be casting spells after all. Oh, he gets 2 levels. Well, this is a good opportunity to see. And no, that answers that question about points to advance. In which case, yeah, probably best to put most of his into lore, right? I would guess. A level 2 spell, and we get 2 of them. We can also take level 1s. Not that I'm sure you would usually want to. Okay. So we have another confusion spell, not that interested. Binding web. Oh, there we go. Spins resilient viscous web. Yeah, not surprising. Leaving unfortunate victims stuck inside. Characters are rooted, unable to act, but able to act, but unable to leave their current location. Dexterity and accuracy reduced. Reflex and deflection also reduced by a pretty significant amount. Target's fortitude. Granted, the kind of enemies you'd like to get stuck, melee ones are the ones that are going to have high fortitude, probably. Bulwark against the elements. Mystical shield. Giving them burn, freeze, corrode, shock, damage reduction. Pretty significant amounts, too. For 78 seconds. Combusting wounds. That sounds awful. Causes enemy wounds in the area of effect to ignite, inflicting additional burn damage over time. Each time they are wounded. Yeah, 5 burn damage whenever they're dealt damage. Jeez. So basically it's just an extra 5 damage per attack for 26 seconds on that enemy. On those enemies. The fact that it's an area effect makes it a little better. Corrosive Siphon. Eats away at a target's spirit, inflicting corrosive damage and converting the essence into endurance for the caster. Ooh. There's a spell like that in Knights of the Old Republic. Well, force ability, I should say. So it's a actual full area of effect, which is nice. 56.5 corrode damage as endurance, or drains that much damage as endurance over 13 seconds. That is a lot of endurance. I don't feel it. It seems like that would max you out pretty easily. I have to imagine he is less than us. The Curse of Blackened Sight shrouds the target's vision in total darkness, blinding them. Area effect 1.78 meters. And blinded for 26 seconds. Targeting will. It's a decent amount of time for blind. We can paralyze a target. Turn them into a fetid carcass. Oh no, that's fetid caress. I was reading that as fetid carcass. You flick them with a boiling pustules that have foul-smelling liquid that erupts from their skin. Yikes. Sickening those nearby. That just sounds awful. Yeah. Only the target is paralyzed, but the enemies can be sickened. Or the AoE can be sickened. Well, paralyzation is nice. It sounds truly disgusting and awful, though. Infused with Vital Essence. Infuses the caster with vitality, giving them a temporary increase to maximum endurance and health. Fair enough. I was hoping it was a healing spell in general, but... Merciless Gaze. See, the caster becomes able to see an enemy's weaknesses and vulnerabilities. Oh. as though they were physically tangible, increasing the chance of landing a critical hit. Nice. Not sure if normal spells can... I imagine normal spells can crit. I think everything that rolls a hit die can crit, probably. The miasma of dull-mindedness. Cloud of heavy fog settles in the minds of those in the area of effect. Dulling senses and wits inflicts penalties to perception, intellect, and resolve. Pretty significant penalties, too. Wait, didn't he already have mirrored image? Or does this enhance the spell he already has, perhaps? Gives it another plus 25. And also allows him to take a hit, which reduces it to the level 1 variety. That's actually really cool if that's the case. You can upgrade it. Necrotic Lance. Lance of pure necrotic energy. Instantly causes corroding damage instantly and over time. 8-meter range, not bad. Not great either. About 40 plus another 33 over 6.5 seconds. This one will require special positioning on our part, both to stay out of it ourselves and to maximize the harm to the enemy. Rolling Flame creates a rebounding ball of fire, inflicting burn damage upon anyone in its path. So it actually bounces, which reduces the damage by 50%, but still. Basically, throwing a fire baseball at them. Starts out with 25 burn damage or so. It drops by half every bounce. Up to 3 times. All right. What do we want? We could upgrade mirrored image would be a good idea. I'm assuming that's how that works. I don't want that one. If I was going to take one of those, it would be probably the Curse of Blackened Sight. Target's will, which is really nice. Will is weaker on a lot of those enemies, like those really strong enemies. Yeah, we'll take those 2 for now. All right. Well done. And we have 1 level for ourselves. Let's see, I think I needed some athletics or a grappling hook, I guess. Let's put 1 more point into lore. Let's put 1 more into athletics and 1 more into stealth. And I guess that'll have to do. All right, our level 2 spell. Right? That's what these are. Yeah. As soon as we get a melee ally, I'll probably take Soul Shock as well. For now, let's see. Amplified Thrust. Bounces psychic energy harmlessly off the target and onto the closest nearby enemy. So we target an ally and then bounces it onto the enemy? Oh, cool. Causing pierce damage and violently pushing them backward. Okay, so it helps us disengage an enemy from one of our allies. All right. Potentially. Decent-ish pretty good damage. 3-meter push. And then more damage? Or does it do that damage to both our ally and our foe? No, harmlessly off the target. It's just weird that they say this twice. I wonder if it's whatever. I'm going to assume that's It's not trying to imply that it does it twice, but who knows, maybe it does. Mental binding overwhelms the target's mental ability to communicate with its own body. Yikes. Paralyzing it and causing its soul to emit a shockwave that can leave nearby enemies stuck. Requires 20 focus, of course. It's an area of effect, which is nice. And paralyzed targets are paralyzed for 10.4 seconds. No, only the target's paralyzed, and the other surrounding ones are stuck. That would actually be good for setting up like an area of effect from our friend. Like the, well, any of them, really. Tempting. Mind Blades co-ops the target's essence, generating a slashing blade of force that attacks them before leaping to up to 5 additional enemies. Okay. Let's see, 10 meters and up to 10-meter jump. Foe and up to 5 targets after that. And pretty decent slashing damage. Like a solid hit from one of our weapons. Of course, it is targeted versus deflection. You know, at only a +5. These ones aren't quite as strong and still only at +5 accuracy. Phantom Foes invades the minds of targets in the area of effect, causing them to believe they are surrounded by phantom foes, leaving them flanked for the duration. Nice. How long does that last? Really big area of effect. That's really nice. Oh, and that also frightens them. That's nice as well. Psycho-Vampiric Shield. Cypher uses the target's strength of mind against it, stealing a portion of its resolve in order to better deflect incoming attacks. Jeez. -10 resolve, which is going to drop their deflection significantly. And then we get +25 ourselves. I like that. That is it fast? No, it's average. Still. And it's targeted versus will as well. I'm going to take that one. I think. But Recall Agony causes the target to relive the psychic trauma of an injury moments after receiving it, experiencing the damage all over again. 30% of all damage reapplied over 15.6 seconds. So this could either mean it takes an additional 30% damage of the damage it's taken up to this point, seems the most likely, and it's reapplied over that time period. Slowly but surely. Probably just divides whatever that amount of damage is by that amount of time and then takes once per second or something. Yeah. Or alternatively, no, I think that's probably right. And these take a lot of focus. I wonder if it'd be better to take something like, no, not Tenuous Grasp, something like Soul Shock. Because I imagine we'll get a melee fighter soon enough. I like Mental Binding. I also like Phantom Foes, though. Really, things that target will are wonderful. All right, Mind Blades. Wait, no. Mental Binding. And Psycho-Vampiric Shield. Oh, no new other abilities. That's too bad. All right. Well, I think we'll call it there for today. Next time we'll rest and we'll see what's up in this, well, village that has, this town that has far too many people hanging from a tree for comfort.